I want to talk about something that I'm really excited about. I don't know about Mr. Kiko, though, because he's such a wild card. We got an InArt production update from Gandalf, Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring. InArt decided to post a video update, which I thought was really, really cool. I liked seeing it. It looks really, really good. Guys, I am so excited for this figure. I'll get a better shot here on the screen so you don't have to see it in all of its darkness. But it looks great. The rooted hair looks great. The head sculpt looks great. The tailoring from what we did see looks pretty good. I think they showed the accessories as well. They mostly showed the head sculpts here, but they showed a bunch of different things. In this video, it's just the head sculpts, but in photos, they showed some of the accessories and such. Guys, let's ask the question here. And I'm going to post this comment here. And let me explain where I'm going with this topic, right? Because you're probably seeing this headline, is InArt the king of 1/6? Well, they've only released one figure, right? But we're talking about the king of quality of 1/6, right? Because they have released one figure, yes. However, this second figure, if this comes out looking as good as InArt is advertising it here, that's two bangers. That's two bangers out of two bangers, two bangers out of two attempts, right? So at that point, is the quality here? Because I mean, look, I would argue this Gandalf is higher quality, at least at head sculpt and rooting hair and all that, than most hot toys. Not all hot toys, most hot toys, right? So my question is, are they the king? Because they're sure as hell charging like the king, right? Even though they've only released one figure, they got people's attention like the king. Kiko, I want to ask you the question. Is InArt going to become the king of 1/6 if they keep releasing bangers like this? What do you think?
No. Will you share the link that I sent in the private chat?
Yeah. Let me pull it up.
So this essentially is InArt right now. And you probably have seen these memes before. And I really hope I sent you a real link and not like a... Oh, okay, there it is. This is InArt. They are so excited. Cheers. We released Joker. But there they are at the bottom of the pyramid because they've released one figure. And I find it very funny that they're doing these victory laps and everything is always in the dark. Why are all these like photo products in the dark? Like, I understand you're trying to create an ambience particularly, but you can do a lot of manipulation in the dark when you're not getting it with real lighting and such. Well, we're just trying to recreate, you know, the way that sellers and, you know, collectors would like to display their figure. This is the way it'll probably look in your detail for Machi Space. Make sure to click out to where you can buy those for a discount. You know, perhaps they're possibly looking that. But when I saw a side by side, it looked very soft compared to the, I guess, promo photo that they gave. But I'll say this. Yeah, these look great. These 10 that are sitting there on this screen. But all I know is that I have an InArt Joker with some shitty ass hair that is rooted. And I've still not gotten around to the fact that I'm having to adjust my hair and tease the hair of my $1,000 figure. Yeah, you're the king, man. Keep going at it. Keep showing us these dark on black things to where you can't really tell in real lighting what it really is. You're like, well, you don't understand. This is so cinematic. This is a great way to display it. And, you know, I love the ambience that they're going for here. This is high-end, premium stuff. Yeah, well, if you go to a diamond store, they have a lot of light on it because they have nothing to hide. I feel like there's a lot to hide. When
a lot of light.
No, for real, you go to a diamond store and it's just lights everywhere because they have nothing to hide. They're trying to show you. I mean, that's a little bit soft compared to the actual promo piece. You're denying that if you
sir,
think,
no.
I am not on the hater train.
You're on the
saying,
hater train right now.
No, I'm not. And maybe I'm just still salty about the whole predicament as well as my hair not being great. But I want to see why they keep doing this in the dark.
Your hair is great, Kiko. You have frosted tips, bro.
I'm not talking about mine. I'm talking about my InArt Joker. Yeah. I'm not happy about the hair. So these 10, I hope they turn out for the 10 people that get them first. Because when you're like 3,000th on the list or 20,000th on the list like me, it may not be holding up as much. So that's my thoughts. They're not the king of 1/6 by any means.
Interesting. Dean. Bro, I know collecting weekly, especially Zach, y'all have been very invested in this Gandalf, right?
Yeah.
What do you think about these production updates? Do you like the InArts doing this? Do you think they're going to become the king at some point?
No, to be the king, and I see this all the time with electric car manufacturers that are like, we're gonna be better than Tesla. And then they show their car and it's like $150,000. It's like, yeah, okay. Like,
you can get your Tesla for $30,000 today.
Exactly. Like, if you want to be the best at something, you got to beat them in every category. It's like, yeah, if I'm paying $1,000 for a figure, it's gonna be fucking nice. It better be nice. But Hot Toys is selling it for a third of that. So, like, you're not winning any market share by charging $1,000 to be the king. You know what I mean? I haven't ordered a single InArt figure yet. I don't think they're worth the money. I think they're very beautiful. Now, when they do a character that I absolutely love, sure.
I'm right there with you, Dane.
They haven't. I like Gandalf just as much as the next guy, but I'm not for 500 plus.
Or a miniature Harry Potter for 600. That is absurd to me.
Yeah, it's just, yeah, if you want to be the king, you got to beat whoever in every category, and they're just not so far. The Gandalf is looking good. No doubt about that. Zach says his eyes are a little too sunken back. I don't know how accurate that is, but Zach knows his Gandalf.
He just hit that blunt, bro.
Yeah. Also, if you hit or go back to the photo with all the bodies that are lining on the table.
That sounds very dark.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me see. It's it was like there we go.
Yeah. If you see where the ankle pegs are, the feet are going to come down even further than that. That cloak is not long enough. You can barely see Gandalf's feet, his shoes. I think maybe his toes poke out of the robe. And that was the whole reason.
Depending on how the boot attaches. Let's say I'm just trying to play devil's advocate. Depending on how the boot or whatever attaches, it may be very deep. But I don't think his boot is that thick, though.
Yeah. And that was the whole reason why they didn't want to do the design on the pants, which we showed them. Like, hey, he's got a print on his pant. They're like, well, you never see that, so we're not really gonna. It's like I could see his pants right here. This cloak doesn't go down far enough. That's all. I mean, you're paying for this screen accurate detail, and like, to me, it's not looking like it's gonna be it. But they're laying down. Who knows? Maybe with the right futzing, and you could pull it down further. I don't know. But what I'm looking at right now, it's a little concerning.
As if 1,000 pre-orders cried out in terror. Canceled.
They were like, his cloak's not long. So I think, Dean, it would have to be pretty egregious for most people to care or notice. Like, I think Zach would know, and Zach would care because he's the Gandalf aficionado. But I think for the most of us who are like, yeah, we really like Gandalf, I love Gandalf, but like if his robe is like obscenely short, then I'm gonna be like, yeah, this looks really fucking awkward. But if it's just like, if it's like slightly too short, I'm just kind of like, eh. Like, there are things, with Kylo Ren's costume on the Hot Toys that I notice here or there that I'm like, okay, well, it's not exactly, 1-to-1, whatever, because I have the costume. But, but it's, I still look at the figure and I'm like, yeah.
That's also a $300 figure.
Right. And this is what, $550. So, well, it was probably like $230 or $240 at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
and the ones down here look okay, but once you get that belt in and tighten up that suit and, that belt pulls up, it's going to have a high waters on. It's like, where's the flood, Gandalf?
Dude, high waters are in, bro. Have you guys noticed? Have you noticed that though? Like, everything has changed around. Like, remember, I know you guys probably remember, and I'm wearing them now actually. So like, shorts used to be longer and that was cooler. And now shorts shorter are cooler. And same with pants.
Sure, you got to show those quads, man.
Yeah, you got to show them quads off at the gym, bro. So it's,
Joker J asks who's doing it better. I'm not, I objectively, this looks good, but to deny that it's flawless, no, it's got issues. The beard also not long enough. His beard goes down almost to his belly button. This is going to be like barely like mid chest. Well, I guess it's not quite down to his belly button, but it's longer than this.
Yeah, I gotta look it up.
But the sculpt is fantastic. I think it is. Zach says it's not. I don't know. He's still excited to get it.
Oh, he is getting it?
Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking he wasn't going to get it, but
no, he I think he day one ordered it.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Or
He's not getting Aragorn though, is he?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think he is. Yeah.
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 But
Well,
yeah,
I
this
day
is like
one
a
Joker, and we saw how that worked for me.
for a 6 scale figure, it's
That's
like
true.
an 8 out of 10. But for a $500-600 figure, I don't know if it's an 8 out of 10.
Interesting. See, I come at this a little bit differently than you guys. I'm thinking this thing is, I mean, look, maybe the small details aside with the beard being slightly too short or the robe being slightly too short or whatever, like, I don't think when it's on your shelf, 95% of people are ever going to notice that. Like, I think to me, I'm looking at the quality of the head sculpt, but I get what you're saying, Dean, as far as what you're paying, you do want ultimate accuracy. So you do have a very valid point there.
But
But
that was their whole thing.
right.
It's not that was not me projecting that onto InArt. That was their whole, like, we are gonna make the absolute most accurate shit on the market.
But I think it is. I mean, I think this is the most accurate on the market, I would say. I mean, as far as like, as good, like, even though it's not perfect, it is the most perfect. I mean, I'd say, compared to Asmus. I mean, Asmus
had the print on the pants. They didn't need the community telling them what staff to include and what not to include.
Right. Yeah. And to me,
the sculpt,
the sculpt, I think we're all pretty much on board. I mean, I know Kiko's like
day, yeah.
Well, what would you guys rate this head sculpt out of 10?
I honestly, I think it's a 10 out of 10.
I mean, I think it is too. I think it's pretty close, 9.5. I mean, it's pretty damn good. And so I think that it's kind of like that with J&D too. I mean, I don't buy J&Ds, but it's one of those where you're buying it mostly for the head sculpt. I think that at the end of the day, that's what and I think with InArt, that's the tailoring too. It does matter, but I think the head sculpt is
like I said,
warrior.
And everybody in the chat is saying, like, what the bodies are laid down. I said that. I was like,
right.
Maybe when you stand them up, they have the shoes
Dean
on.
knows his truth.
You do some futzing. Maybe it'll come out better than what it looks like. That is totally a possibility.
Right. Well,
so
Dean, that's also a reason, like, we also have to say with Hot Toys, that's the primary reason we buy Hot Toys is the head sculpts. I mean, more often than not. I mean, depends on the figure. Maybe it's Iron Man and you just want the helmeted look or whatever, but more often than not, we get them because of the head sculpts. But yeah. So, but look, we're going to see, guys. I think it's going to be amazing. I'm really happy with how this has turned out personally, as far as if it comes out like this to your door. I think it will. Kiko has had the one, I think, rare issue with his Joker hair. My Joker hair was completely fine. I don't know if Kiko just got unlucky. But they've been pretty good.
There was other people with other QC.
Sure,
issues,
the magnets for sure.
Magnets. God, what was it? Some people were getting 2 of the same head sculpt.
Oh, did they? Wow.
Yeah, there was a couple issues with the Joker, and I brought it. I guess it was on our show that I was like, I feel like they were so pressured to get the Joker out the door that like Kiko said, like when you're the 30,000th person in line, it's like, just get this shit out the door.
Right. Exactly.
People are pissed off that they're waiting so long. Maybe, hopefully with this, they don't feel so pressured. So, that remains to be seen.
Right. Yeah. And we'll have to see, because I mean, I'm seeing a comment here. Yoda Pegada said, I'm looking at the Balrog fight, the beard length is perfect. So I don't know. I was looking at photos while you guys were talking. I don't know. Maybe it's slightly too short. Yeah, it's a little, but not enough where I feel like I would really care that much. But with Zach, I get it. Super fan. So I'm a super fan of Lord of the Rings. I think it's the best trilogy ever made. But I just, with this Gandalf, to me, man, I'm loving how it looks.
Best trilogy ever made?
I think so, bro.
That's a bold topic.
That could be its own topic.
I might be inclined to agree with you, actually.
Kiko wouldn't, but I think a lot of people would. So Dark Knight is up there. Dark Knight is up there. Star Wars, The sequel trilogy, I mean. No, I'm just kidding.
I will leave the show right now.
Did you bark at Star Wars being a good trilogy, or were you talking about the Dark Knight?
The Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight.
Okay, I was gonna say.
Either way, I mean, I like the original Star Wars trilogy. I wouldn't put it in the best trilogies of all time personally.
The original X-Men trilogy, the Fox X-Men trilogy, X2, Last Stand, those are some of the best films of all time.
Wasn't Star Wars the first trilogy of all time?
I don't know, maybe.
No.
That's a good historical question, but yeah. I don't know. Either way, guys, let us know in the chat what you think about this Gandalf here, what you think about InArt. I mean, I love Kiko's meme, though. I gotta say that meme is top shelf. It is amazing. And
that's what I provide to the channel here, guys.
I don't know if it's so much InArt that's like this or the fanboys.
This is the 1/6 community. This is the 1/6 InArt community.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah. That's fair. Well, that's how it is with everything. I mean, you remember Xbox and PlayStation back in the day? Some people still fight over that. So, I mean, it's.
Yeah,
it's
those people still don't own a PC.
Yeah.
Oh, you're the PC master race?
Yeah, he is. Dean is the PC master race, bro.
Let me just say, I game on my consoles. I love my consoles.
Sure.
But to deny that PCs are, arguably better.
But I'm also we're going to get off track completely here, but I'm not going to spend $3,000-$4,000 to put together a PC when I could go and buy a PS5 that has a game that works on day one, Jedi Survivor, unlike y'all with your PC.
That's true.
You're not wrong.
And with The Last of Us too, it was all fucked on the PC, but PlayStation ran
everything's always fucked on the PC, bro.
They
just expect the modding community to fix everything.
Yeah, the modding community does fix everything.
They'll fix it.
I mean, the Hogwarts mods were pretty hilarious. I will say that from what I saw from Hogwarts Legacy.
They're pretty fucking wild. I love the mods though with like a Jedi Fallen Order 2, the original one, where people were putting Revan and Darth Maul in there and shit. It was pretty cool.
Sick.
It was pretty cool.